Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Raynday Gaming. My name is Raynday, and today, how you guys doing today? I wanted to take you through a Bacchus God guide. I've had a bit of an emphasis on tanks lately because the new meta in Smite, in the SPO, the Smite Professional League, is really all about tanks. I mean, it's not necessarily just Guardians, it's Warriors too, but more of the tankier, heavier kind of characters. It really is a heavy meta. If you don't have enough front line, you're going to get screwed. There's so many characters who can burst you back line, who can do so well. Really, it's just about protecting that burst. It's not about having enough of it. There are a lot of characters that can do enough damage to, kill an entire team, and so really it's just about, do you have that kind of CC and presence up front? And so I wanted to do a lot more playing of tanks. Now, Bacchus is a tank that doesn't see a lot of play in the SPL, and this is just current for this moment right now. The Smite World Championships are coming up in a little bit, so we'll see. There have been some nerfs to some of the main gods like Xingqian, and so you'll see maybe some different Guardians rotating there. But Bacchus is a great Guardian because he's got some fantastic CC. As you see, he gets hit there with the Belch of the Gods, which is basically a magic damage ability that causes damage over time, and at the end of it, it may stun people. Now, it may stun people is based on whether you have Bacchus's passive, as you can see on the bottom left corner, up beyond tipsy. Now, once he's tipsy, good things start to happen. Below that, you basically do not get the goods. So that's kind of the issue. Below that, below being tipsy, you don't really get the goods, but above being tipsy, really good things actually start to happen. And what really happens is, if you're tipsy, you take 7% less damage and gain 10 magical power. But if you're smashed, you take 14% less damage and gain 30 magical power. So what happens is you get stronger and you get more tanky. And that's a great thing for Bacchus, especially in Arena, and for you guys to understand that Bacchus can be naturally tanky and naturally deal a lot of damage. Guardians, deal magical damage. So if you're, Warriors, they're tanky and they deal physical damage. Guardians deal magical damage. And the thing with Bacchus is that, and all Guardians, is that they actually have really high base damage that they can deal. And if you're same level, if you're a little ahead, the damage that you do to an enemy, as you see, I almost get caught here going back to the base, picking up my last element of Voidstone. The damage that you do to an enemy that's relatively your level, or if you're a higher level, is going to really hurt. I mean, it's going to be nasty. And Bacchus's ultimate scales to 70% of his magical power. I mean, it's a lot. That's a lot of scaling for any god, and he's a Guardian, so that ultimate is going to hurt. As you see, I initiate with the belly flop here onto the knee. I go with the smash, and all of a sudden she tries to backflip, but because I'm able to move while burping, I catch her with a little bit of damage and not enough. She avoids it, though. The Bacchus who are trying to initiate, but gets hit with the Coco Khan ultimate right away, and that takes him out of the fight. He has to retreat. The Janus is trying to make something happen with Chiron, but of course, that's not enough. He just portals on the way out there. A little annoying there. And as you see, Bacchus just keeping the distance, threatening people with that belly flop, as you saw there, and that's really Bacchus' main form of initiation, especially in Arena, or when you're just, in the lane. I remember this god coming out. I remember being at my uncle's house, showing my cousin this god, and just really watching someone dominate. This guy called Sooner on Smite Game. He was dominating, and then I picked him up, and I started dominating, and it was just so good. The first couple of days playing Bacchus, before anyone kind of figured him out or other gods came out, his belly flop was really strong. I mean, it would knock you up. It would do damage. If he's tipsy, it slows you. I mean, it really, really hurts. And if you get hit by that and you're like kind of a soft character, you see the double belch of the gods coming out, stunning the Janus, taking the Bacchusura into a bad position. The Neath coming up, trying to set up some broken weaves to stun us in a group there, as that's a common thing. You see Neath retreating, going very far, and then retreating with a backflip. She's just setting up her broken weaves, her passive there, trying to hit it there, but I go ahead with the belch of the gods and take her out. The Agni stun is perfection, and of course the Kokukan ultimate comes up, and then you got the Circuit ultimate taking her out, sealing the deal. Circuit, Kokukan, and Agni want you to die. There's a really good chance that you're going to die if that's the case. Bacchusura getting cut there with Chiron's damage, and as well the Kokukan tornadoes. And Kokukan, such a good god for beginners, also a good god for a team in Arena to have if you have a strong initiating team. You see the Circuit going there, very strong. I'm following up as well, forcing both the Janus and the Neath to retreat. As you see, she hits me with her weave right there in that area form, which she's been trying to set up all game, and I'm forced to go back. Now I'm wondering, are they going to take me? The Neath hits me with the Spirit Arrow, but in fact, I actually just block it on accident. They were aiming for the Kokukan. They ended up killing him. But that was Janus, and so I actually blocked Neath's really long World Weaver arrow Or is that what it's called? I'm not exactly sure what it's called. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. I don't play a ton of Neath, but she is a fun god. I really do like her, and her ultimate travels across the map. Can't be stopped unless it hits another enemy god. So that's one of the interesting things about her. See, she's setting up that weave again. So I'm aware of that. I'm kind of trying to stay outside, but again, I'm doing really well. Our team is 3-1. I feel really confident about, our initiation thus far. Although we are only up by about, 12, 15 points. As you see, she explodes it right there, but I'm not in the reticle. Trying to get the belch of the gods. You can see really here that Neath is doing a good job of zoning me. And the thing with Bacchus is that he's not really like that guy that people are going to need up in your face, right? He's got a couple of abilities, and of course that ability gets canceled before it even happens by the Khepri dash. And of course the Agni Bomb coming up, great follow-up by the mages there. The Khepri pulls me, and the Kukulkan ultimate avoided by the Neath. However, I'm trying to go for her. Will I get her? Oh, but the Khepri ult, how is that even possible? He must have targeted her through a wall, and I get taken out. Roger 5 takes me out for diving that, and I realized I was I was very greedy. Oh my god, I'm sorry guys, I apologize. It's just that I was super greedy. I was very, very greedy, and I decided here, it's my third item, but I'm going to go for Hide of the Urchin, I think, or actually no, Gem of Isolation. So Gem of Isolation is what I pick up. And I drink my drunkometer there. I drink a little bit. My number 1 allows Bacchus to drink and basically fill up that meter. As you know, the higher it gets, the better things happen, the less damage you take. See the Girdle of Might activation there. It's really, really obvious. And the thing is, if you don't initiate right away with that Girdle of Might, as Khepri tries to do, but he gets caught in the Kukulkan tornado, he takes some of my damage, the Agni Bomb comes out, and he gets hit by the Kukulkan ultimate. So that's pretty much lights out for him. Not the best initiation. I go straight ahead on Zeus, hit him with a basic attack and finish him up. The Janus now has nowhere to run. I stun him with that burp, and you can see so much potential from that. The Chiron follows up on the left side. Now they're really nowhere to go. I have my ultimate available. I want to take this Neath who got away from me last time. I just dunk on her. I just dunk on the girl. And as you see, I've got that little aspect to myself that like shining purple light out of my head. What is that, Raynday? What's going on with Bacchus when he does that? Well, the thing is, when Bacchus uses his ultimate, you get this aspect that gives you a huge magical damage boost. Now, this used to be a physical power boost, but it's now a magical power boost. And basically, so if you want to initiate and say maybe belly flop, right, jump in and use your number 4, and then you're going to not only intoxicate everyone, but you're going to then be able to use your number 3 after that with a huge, very significant magic damage boost. So it's going to hurt that much harder, and if you're fully drunk, it's going to stun as well. So they're intoxicated, they've been stunned. It's just a horrible situation for the enemy team if you're able to land that. What I like to do to really seal the deal is basically just 2 basic attack as much as I need to, or hit my number 3, which is really the key there. The 3, because you can move and fire it, gives you a lot of mobility and damage at the same time. It gives you a lot of options as Bacchus, a lot of threaten. Although Bacchus doesn't have the same amount of peel, he definitely doesn't have the same amount of like protection as a lot of other gods. He's very offensive, and he can do a lot of really good work for your team if you have an aggressive team like I kind of had myself here, playing with some of my Reigns members. Actually, one of my Reigns members, Adon. As you see, I just dunking on him here. Rogers gets another killing spree, however, taking out the Kukulkan, and Serket, as I hoped, pushes him back towards me. We go ahead and hit him with a basic attack and some other things there. I'm jumping on him, and I know it, but the Khepri saves him right away. Again, this Khepri stealing my kills. This ass. This poopy. Oh my god, did I just say poopy? Did I just say poopy? I didn't say poopy. But really, it really makes me feel like he's just watching me and waiting for me to get a kill, and then bam. Which is actually, that's exactly what he's doing. I don't know why I'm really surprised at that. That's Kepri's whole thing. That's the whole point of Khepri. Oh my gosh. Wow. So I'm using my my kind of level lead here to kind of be very aggressive. I use my Belch of the Gods to stun 2 enemy gods who just run into it. And the thing about Belch of the Gods, which is great, is it's one of those abilities that makes people just kind of run away. I see the Khepri there. He's trying to get away, but I'm like, player. I go ahead and hit him with a basic attack. The Agni follows up lovely. I have my Belch of the Gods here. Bam, I stun the Janus. He's getting hit with the Chiron damage. The Agni's following up. I see the Zeus right there. Let's go ahead and make sure that Zeus dies. And we do. And then we go follow up the Chiron to see if there's any other tricky business we can get ourselves into in this game. It's 13-6. We are 318 to 275 in terms of points. we were having a heck of a game, guys. Hopefully you're seeing how good Bacchus can be if you really just play to your strengths, be an offensive tank, initiate really well for your team, Janus portaling away, but you're going to force people to do stuff like that. You're going to force people to portal. You're going to put them in bad situations. No one wants to get slowed, knocked up, and stunned before they start a fight, and that's what Bacchus can do. That's the power of Bacchus. You see here, going ahead on the Zeus, dunking on him, and then the damage from my 3 as well, just taking him down, using the damage the damage buff that I got from the Intoxicate to finish him off that much quicker. And of course, Chiron there, he happened to help. Bacchus getting caught in the tornadoes, but I go ahead and land that. But of course, Chiron gets that steal, getting that kill, which I don't mind. I love Chiron getting fed on my team. Any fed Chiron on my team is a good thing. On the other team, though, not too sure about that. Chiron, of course, getting some nerfs in this next patch. Not too much, though. I'm actually was pretty happy to see that he didn't change too much. They changed, took 20 damage off of his number 1, which I was like, really? 20 damage? Is that going to do anything? I don't really know. They must know so much better than me. It may be early game, that 20 damage matters a lot. That's his main wave. But I don't know. But anyways, didn't seem too effective there. And then you go ahead and see the Neath backflipping out of my Belch of the Gods. Fantastic stun by the Agni, and that's a dead Zeus if I ever saw one. Go ahead and hit him with a basic attack. Gets hit with Kukulkan's ultimate there. I have the stun on both the Janus and the Neath, but ends up being that only the Neath gets stunned. The Janus makes it away. And now we're trying to make something happen. I go ahead and initiate again with that long-range jump. The Janus portaling himself. I just wait for that to happen and go ahead and finish him off. Now I focus on the Neath because she doesn't have the blessing on him. And can I dive it? Should I dive it? Nah, I've got my ultimate. The Kepri's here. Oh, man, I get hit with that Janus portal, but it doesn't do too much damage to me because I've got the Hide of the Urchin number 2, and I've got the Void Stone. The magical damage isn't hurting me that much, so I'm able to kind of back away safely from that engagement. And of course, Bacchus has that jump. One of the things about Bacchus is great is that you have that mobility as well. His number 2 belly flop gives you a lot of mobility, not only with initiating, but getting away. And that's a really strong thing. If I was going to give people tips to playing Bacchus, and this is the build I'm using this game, it really worked out for me because we had an aggressive team. This isn't necessarily the only way to build Bacchus, but this is a way that I like in Arena that I think makes him feel pretty dangerous, makes him do a lot of damage. If you have squishies on the other team, like they had 3 or 4 squishies, it should be pretty much GG because they can't handle you, and if you have any follow-up on your team, like any stuns or CCs after what you're doing, what you bring to the table is just so much. As you can see, that damage coming out, Rampage 5 kills in a row from Bacchus, and I'm a Guardian, guys. I mean, this is like a serious amount of magical damage and pressure that they have to anticipate from me, and so that's just something, it's like, you're not really expecting that from your Guardian. You're kind of just expecting him to be, someone who's, as you see here, catching up to the Bacchus, forcing the Kepri ult, which was it's a win on my book, because now that ult is out. I'm basic attacking Kepri, which a lot of people forget to do when he pulls you. You just turn away or keep running in the same direction you were trying to go, but that is not the way to do it. Go ahead and attack him. You might get that kill, play offensively. We go ahead and pick up the Janus. The Bacchus going onto the Chiron. I'm trying to body block, but the minions are going. He jumps. Easy going to take out the Chiron. He goes ahead with a couple of basic attacks, and he does get him, but the Ethereal, the Kukulkan, takes him out as well with a fantastic tornado, sealing the deal on that Bacchus, and I belly flop so gracefully back into the base. And I'm just loving this Bacchus game, guys. I haven't played Bacchus, but again, I've been playing him more so lately because I've been working on this new tank meta. And I think if you're learning Bacchus, if you're looking at this god trying to say, how do I play him? How do I get better at him? This is not only a great example of the power that he can showcase and how it really works, but you could really see that playing a tank effectively, kind of supporting your teammates, setting them up, is a really rewarding experience. Hopefully you guys can see that I'm having a ton of fun, I'm enjoying myself, and I'm getting kills, but really the key is that, I'm helping my teammates. They really haven't had a lot of pressure onto our back line, and you see I'm using my Belch of the Gods here to secure that. This is Don, one of my Reigns clan members, and a great guy, actually gets the kill on Circuit instead of me, but I don't really mind. Again, happy to see my people get farmed. But again, that's one of the cool things about playing tanks. There are not a lot of people who play tanks, guys. Whenever you're in a match lobby, in arena, you're not going to see a lot of people going for tanks. But right now, it's a smart time to do it because tanks are so valuable, because that will help you get a lot of wins. You need to understand that playing a tank is a big deal. As you see, I aggress on the Kepri, helping my teammate just to escape that knock-up being one of the most important forms of CC in the game. I decided to go for the Zeus here, who's a little isolated, and then I decided to back up, knowing my belly flop is up in a few seconds, so I can get away if they started chasing me. Now, I know they're not chasing me, but I see the the Neath pretty low. I'm thinking, should I go for it? My Kokokon Tornadoes are there. I decided to just go for a Belch of the Gods. I miss, however, completely, and now I'm not in a great situation. I want to back up. The Zeus is trying to attack me, and I want to do something here, but I do not want to stay too long. But again, I feel so confident right now. I'm level 20. You see a couple, even Kepri's level 17 on their team. They're mostly 18 on their team, so I'm just feeling really confident with the amount of health that I have right now and the amount of magic protections. And now this kind of seals the deal because I see two people trying to aggress onto the Chiron, so I use my Belch of the Gods to help. I hit up the Janus. I go ahead and dunk onto him and take him out. Look at that damage. Oh, dear goodness me. Oh, my. Look at that. Bacchus bringing it to ya. Dunking on them fools. I don't know if I was recording a Smite game or Space Jam when I started doing this because of the amount of dunks that were happening. And then I decided to go super greedy and grab Pythagoream's piece, which is just a little bit of cooldown and magical power, but then lifesteal. That's another aspect. So I'll be lifestealing while I use my Belch of the Gods as well. I didn't finish it, so I won't have that full lifesteal yet. Go ahead and land up onto the Neath, get that Belch of the Gods off. Zidane kills him, however. Not sure if the poison was on her from his ultimate, but then we go ahead and take out the Kokokon as well. The Kepri's trying to get away. I have none of my abilities left, though, and because the Chiron got killed, even though he was in his ultimate and had the chance to kill someone else, he died, and because he didn't do that, he actually stayed dead this time. Pretty crazy. You know, this game is getting more and more about people dying but not really being dead. Like, Kepri and Chiron are now, like, introducing this whole other, like, theme of gods that are basically gods that you can kill, but you may not kill, you know? Like, you kill someone on Kepri's team, but maybe it didn't kill him, you know what I mean? And so I think I like the change they made that the executes from Ao Kuang and Thanatos actually kill the Kepri ult and all that stuff. Kepri initiating on me here, but of course I've got my jump. I feel really just powerful right now. You know, they're not really hurting me, and of course I've got a lot of area support and backup on my side. I see a very good situation happening for us here. The Neath gets his with the ultimate, and she gets stunned by me. I have my ultimate ready, but I can't use it because the Kepri has a fantastic abduct and then gets himself away really quickly. Now I'm super low, only 300 health, and pretty much anyone can kill me at this point, but I want to stay in the fight. I want to do something. I have my ultimate. I'm trying to get like a dunk kill here. I'm trying to go super Space Jam, but the Kepri being super aggressive here and actually pulls me, and because of that, he uses his Girdle of Might, or someone on their team uses their Girdle of Might and starts attacking me and takes me down. So that's my second kill of the game, death of the game, and of course the Kepri goes and gets that pull onto the Chiron as well, and sets it up for their teammates. So they have a nice little comeback here, and I'm starting to get a little worried, like, whoa, okay. I got a really long spawn timer, big minion wave, you know, they're getting a couple killing sprees. What's happening here? We were winning this game, right? You know, those moments, because I've won games on the other side. So I'm getting a little worried, but I see Zidane's name. I'm like, you know, yeah, I feel strong about this, Circuit. I feel strong about my clanmate, and I feel like we can definitely go ahead and do this. So, you know, guys, this is really, I think, a good god guide. You can see I built Voidstone early on just for the magical damage, the magical penetration, and the magical power. And then, of course, cooldown boots, because of the fact that Bacchus really does well, having his belch up, having his jump up as much as possible. And then the Gem of Isolation, meaning that every time you're burping on someone, every time you're jumping on someone, whether you're tipsy or not, you're slowing them. So that magical damage is being slowed. You've got the Hide of the Urchin in there, which is really just such an efficient defensive item. So if your team is doing well, pick that up, because after 4 stacks, it becomes one of the most efficient items in the game. And then you have also the Ethereal Staff, which is just a lot of health, more magical power, and then more magical power based on health. And then Pythagoream's piece, but really this is a situational item for whatever you choose. Maybe you go tanky, maybe you put it a little earlier, maybe you finish this up you know, with something else. But anyways, guys, that should be it. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. As always, my name is Raynday. If you have any questions about Bacchus, please leave it in the comment section below. I look forward to talking to you guys and connecting with you on my channel. If you like the video, please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, never give up, never stop gaming, and I'll see you guys next time.